Weekly Dama news coming at you. KENDERTAINMENT MJ right here, and I'm going to be talking about some of the stuff that happened within this week of the Dama news in the Dama sphere, in the Dama realm. I used that word already. Okay, so everyone, we're going to be joined by a guest later on today. Jacob from New Lace Kendamas is going to be coming on because there have been some hot topics. I'm not talking about that shit store. Hot topics. Can we get one around New Lace, Kusa, Soul that I just wanted to touch upon because it's, I feel like, yeah, something we can talk about. So this is what we do, weekly Dama news. You know, opening our minds to see multiple sides of everything and, you know, not just being one-sided, but opening up so everyone can hang out. Yo. Okay, so, weekly Dama news. I just went over and picked up a few good things, from the Instagram, what's been popping off. And one of the things that are popping off, I believe right now could be still going on. Van Jam over in Vancouver. Vancouver, if you didn't know, like me, for however many years. Van, meaning Vancouver, not an actual, like, minivan. But I believe the very first Van Jam, maybe there was like a picture of a van and that like just solidified in my mind of what the event, like, is a van. Like maybe they're doing it out of a van, or like, you know, I thought about like the old school KG Roots tour. They were in a van, of course, traveling around. And I was like, oh, maybe this is, you know, like a traveling circus kind of jam where it's Van Jam made by Terra going around possible places within Canada doing like, you know, stops and stuff as a tour. But no. Just clear it all up. Buddy's up in the north. Van means Vancouver. I don't know if you guys didn't know that, but I definitely did not know that. I think it was, I learned about it in like a Dama Nerds episode like back in the day. But in any case, yeah, hey, they are doing it up right now. Misu is over in Canada. So if you're lucky to be there right now, go give her a high five, say what's up. Misu is such an awesome person. And just doing a lot. And, you know, even within Japan right now, she's actually like stationed out in some like island, like for her school. So like, she's not even on like being able to like hang out with us and everyone doing normal like Dama sessions and whatnot. So that is something you want to check out. Van Jam, they got a new Dama specially made just for the event. They make one every year. And this one is possibly like the one that like struck me the most as like, oh, that's different because of how much or how little does, let me finish. I was going to say how little design was put into it, but there is actually a lot of design. There's a lot of design, of course, but the choice to have a really, really big open spot where you can see it almost looks like a solid color Tama, like, you know, throwback to the OGs of just having solid colored Tamas. There's a crazy amount because it's like, you know, it's beautifully decorated with that bottom, like could be, you know, a tracking hole at the bottom to get that, to look at that. A lot of awesome detail, of course, with the blueberries. What are those called? What are those? Blackberries. And then you got the top tracking dot. Okay. I really like how they didn't decide to, and you know, a lot of different designs, you can go different ways, but it's super easy just to throw in some lines and circles, spheres and shit as acting as these, you know, aids for your eyes while the ball's turning and whatnot. But here, you know, they took it outside of the box. It added a lot of illustration to it. But as you can see right in the middle, that's a big gap of space, you know. It's not like half and half. It doesn't seem like, you know, like a trip stripe even, you know. It's a big amount of space right in the middle. Caught me off guard. I was like, whoa. But awesome detail within. I love the berries and the leaves in the sarado right there. Super cool. Super cool. You see some of those like full, more and more. You can see a lot of different companies testing out, trying out that full design, engraving, burn designs within the Ken itself. Here, I think, you know, Maple really keeps it very clean and very legible of what the design is. But good work, guys. So go pick that up. And it looks like they got, what is that? Was that Vancouver? A little van right there. That's kind of cool. In the big cup, sent a little Google shout out to Google Maps. So that's dope. Of course, they'll be there on sale. And you could probably pick one up if they don't sell out of them. And what shape is it actually? I was about to say, is it the LBB? I didn't look into it. Van Jam festivities. Here we go. Specs. It's the Cocho shape. It's Rod's Cocho shape. Maple can beach Thomas sticky paint. Large bottom cup bullet hole. Bottom cup bullet hole for lunar balance. There you go. New name. Coining another one. A bullet hole for the balance. There's no exit hole, so I guess yeah. Okay. Really dope to see. And something else that you can see coming out of Vancouver, Terra Kendama right now. Hey, rod mods of the Cocho shape. More engravings around it on a purple heart, okay? Purple heart is a very well-known species of wood that, you know, Terra was possibly the first ones to use because they were the first, like, company kind of like mainly like hand-turning Damas, and they just took heart. Fell in love with the purple heart. If you know any of the OGs, you have a sticker that says "Thank God for Purple Hearts" with the OG Terra logo. So this is so cool. Full on. You're not getting a beach. You're getting a full on setup. Is going to be Purple Heart, and if you've ever had one before, they are beasts. They're tanks. They're going to last a lot. If you are someone who's still practicing down spikes, of course the spike is stronger than most cans. If you're jamming with maples, especially beach and whatnot, it's going to get smashed. But you know, it'll take maybe a little more time. But you also have to be careful of how much you wear it down. Maybe it's just me talking, because I always like to try to keep my spikes crisp, pristine. You know, I don't want to be having to take that pencil sharpener to that shit, but because you wouldn't be able to do it very well on a Purple Heart since the wood is so hard. Still awesome to see. Purple Heart, Jamskis, and again, I love the design of the purple. The color scheme goes a lot better, I feel, than the maple setup that is usually out there. So go check it out. There you go. Two shits from Terra, from our Canadian brethren, the Canucks, Beaver huggers up in the north of North America. Okay, so how's everyone doing? Hope you're having a good one. Sunday morning. Okay, hey. Biggest news, biggest one that I saw. Oh, okay. Before I forget, because I almost did right now. Vancouver. Who else is up in Vancouver? Hey, Rod is back from Europe, back in Vancouver, hanging out in Canada. New episode of Dominers is out with Legend of Legends. Alex Rausch, however you want to say it. In the episode, we talk about how we want to say it. Alex was definitely open, just said, however you want to say it, I don't care. Go check it out. The Super Nog. Alex. We talked with him 2 hours, almost 2.5 hours, going deep into the history of the Super Nog. His collection as well. Of course, him and Rod recorded in the collection room, so we were able to talk about some specific Damas. Him talking about, you know, how each one has like a story of its own. It's like a collection of books, of novels almost. Really, really dope to see and be able to talk with Alex for such a long time. I met him deep ago. First Kendama World Cup 2014. We chatted for a bit, but this is a really great time where I had to ask him a lot of questions. I had the time to kind of open up and find out what the Super Nog, how still good this dude is. J Boggs, I already listened to it twice. It's a good one. It's a good one. So check it out, everyone. You can, if you're supporting on Patreon, go log into your Patreon account and watch the full version or full, I guess I should say, video version of it. It's pretty dope, especially when we show each of the Kendamas. He's a legend. Again, Legend of Legends. There's like that game, like League of Legends that people play or something. He's just Legend of Legends. Okay. And I was actually surprised that he hasn't actually been playing as long as I thought. I was expecting him to be like, I've been playing for like 25 years or some shit. but it wasn't a crazy long amount of time. But still, he made a lot of videos back in the day that really like stood out. All right, so that's one that I wanted to just talk about because I almost forgot it already. Big one. Should I check it? The big one? Yeah, dude. Sweets sponsor me video. It's out. It's back. Talking about OGs and legends, things that we did back in the day of Kendama lore. One was the sponsor me video competitions. And if you see in the little YouTube video or even the Instagram video that they put out themselves, they show how like they were big players right now, pros, who became a Sweets member, flow, or even pro right from the get-go when they made it to Sweets through this sponsor me video contest. One was Max Norcross. We've talked about that in the past. Cooper Eddie, you saw him there. You got the B Myers in there. Shit, it's really cool. And I was like, I had goosebumps when I saw that, when I opened up YouTube and I saw it's like Sweets sponsor me video competition. I was like, no way, no way. And it's really cool because, Matt says himself, there are so many new players in the game, so many that the people who are working within Sweets Kendama is like, there's people that we don't even know about who are out there yet. Around the world, not only in the US, around the world, there's so many new Kendama players and people who are shredding. Talking about things like that, I always just remember Max Angel over at Terra Kendama again, because he was one that I remember hearing. Who was it? I think, yeah, Adam from Breview talked about how he saw him like one of the first, was it beer battle? Maybe it was the first beer battle. Yeah, he came out and this dude was like, just like, nobody knew who he was. I think he didn't even have an Instagram account or some shit. And he just destroyed. It's like he's been playing Kendama and keeping up, but he just never showed his face. So how many other people are there like that? Because Max rips hard. So Sweets is opening up full on. There's been a lot of people talking about, how to get sponsored. Like one thing is like having a connection. That's a pretty big one. You could see in the past of other, Kusa tribe members. They were all hand chosen, picked by the pros at the time. So of course there was some sort of connection that they had with those members. And that was pretty much not the only reason, but that was big. I feel personally a big reason why they like push like, okay, that's the type of people that I want. This is a person like within their sphere of like how many people we're going to choose to possibly be a tribe member, and then whittle it down and be like, yo, that's the homeboy. So here it's none of that. Full on sponsor me video. So there's going to be 2 rounds, everybody. This is how they did it back in the day, and they're bringing it back full force. 2 rounds. Everyone sends in their first video. I believe it was within a 2-minute video. And you have to put in a little introduction, a little like interview of yourself, describing who you are, what kind of a person you are. Because if you are someone who, the community doesn't know, or you aren't so active within the community, or maybe you just like, you throw tricks down, but we don't know exactly who you are. That's a big part of being a member of any kind of team, because, you want to mesh well with the family of that company, the vibe of that company. So of course, you can watch back old Sweet Sponsor Me videos to see what it was like, how they mixed in like the interviews with the tricks here and there. There's old Kenko pro sponsor videos that you can also watch. So go look at those, because those were pretty much within the same format. So you get 2 rounds. First round, make the video, send it out there, do your best, put a lot of personality into it. And they're also specifically saying that they're looking for people, with chops in editing and filming. So this is something you got to watch out for. Now, I'm not sure if you could possibly get into like, if you had someone nearby who was good at filming and editing that you believe could continue supporting you and filming you, then hey, maybe that's someone that you could use. Or I don't know if it's against the rules. Let me look at the post really quickly right now to see if there's anything specific about that. No. Okay. That is such a very simple explanation. We're running back the classic video contest for the newest Sweets team member or members. We don't know how many they're going to be. They don't even know. Maybe it's going to be like when they made the Focus team and there was like all of a sudden with the homegrown and the Focus and the pros and the legends, there was like all of a sudden it's like, wait, you guys have like 30 people on a team? On your sponsored? Which I mean, it's cool. And that's what really makes the feeling of like Sweets dominating, especially if when there's like events happening. Like, dude, you should have seen like in the past, not this past Kendama World Cup, but before, like Sweets coming out with their like jerseys and shit. Like you would see the sea of like black and green Sweets dudes, and it was nuts. They have so many members. Any case, 2 months. You have 2 months to get filming, to film and send out your first edit. I believe it was 2 minutes. Again, you got to watch the video to be specific, and it's just so cool. People getting back on YouTube, which I'm definitely a fan of. If you've been enjoying the content I'm making, you probably know. A fan of the YouTube and watching on not this YouTube, but like on my computer, watching on a desktop YouTube. That means people are going to be doing it. You got to start up a channel. People will be like, you're going to spend you could spend months just trying to figure out how to do that. And you can be like, what am I going to call it? Blah, blah, blah. All this shit. But get moving if you are seriously thinking about doing it, because all those small things, if you don't have a YouTube channel yet, might come in to become some barriers, some walls for you as you're going through this process. So get cracking, get working, figure out how to do that stuff. 2 months to film, put it out, and then the team's going to go through it. Sweets team is going to go through everyone, and then they're going to pick a handful of people. Again, I don't know how many people, who knows, to move on to the second round of Sponsor Me videos. And then you got to do another one with more focused. I believe Sweets was even mentioning in the video, explaining it, the whole thing, more focus on tricks, bangers, unique style of play, as well as filming, editing, I believe as well. So, hey, get creativity, get creative and get out there. This is an awesome chance for any Joe off the street or Joanne to become a part of the Sweets family. If you don't like the amp shaped, maybe you should sit this one out. Okay. But that's so dope. I was, again, ecstatic when I saw them post that shit. I was like, that is so cool. That is so cool. Is this going to kind of have a domino effect for any other company just to do this too? You know, I believe at the beginning, you know, Kendama was so new. There's a lot of people, but there's, you know, communities were small and scarce, spread out between the US, even within, you know, overseas and shit. So it was hard to really pick out, but you know, the community got strong, really close and stuff with all these events and so much shit that's happened. But then, you know, pandemic, it got pulled out a little bit. And so we're not sure who it is. Mike plays Kendama. Look at the kitty cat. Here she is. 11-year-old KW. Right? You just want to sit down. That's why she's not looking. Yeah, okay, hang out. Yeah. So everyone's who's been waiting for Jacob, our guest, he's gonna be sliding in, and he might already be hanging out. What's up, dude? In another 9 minutes. Okay. Let me just try to rattle off some of these last ones. Okay, I mentioned it maybe last month because the Oh Yes Yo-Yo player kind of leaked possibly a Deal With It collab that they bringing out. I believe it's the 4th edition. I believe it's the 4th edition. There you are, dude. Again, Purple Heart. Dude always loved Purple Heart. Limited of 100 only. On the V4, which is pretty dope. You know, again, every once in a while I mention I'm on that Foo V4 Walnut. Haven't been jamming it too much. But oh my, I really like the way that, you know, that Ash, not many people are doing Ash so much anymore. But Ash and Purple Heart, those crosses within that, it just looks so dope. On Sticky Paint, seems like, I'm not sure if they have rubber, you can check the website, but super cool. And as well as, you know, again, just making that mix that the Deal With It always had of dipping their toes, their dipstick. You remember that candy when you were a kid? Possibly, they probably still have it. Like, Deal With It is like that stick that has like a weird, I guess, just sugar flavor, and you dip it into other sugar flavored shits, and Deal With It is just dipsticking in so many different types of like skill sports. And it's really cool to see how they've been just doing that for a long time. Like everyone, like back since like 2015 and shit, they've been continuing to do this. So it's really, really cool that they have this connection and been creating kendamas for other groups, other people who are, of course, have that passion for kendama. So this is another one that you can pick up. You might be like, who is that? Now you know. Yo-yo player. Okay, thrower. I forgot. This one surprised me. I just picked this one up really quickly. Kendama Europe has, you know, again, going back to the OG heads, Kendama Europe had the play kendama. It had the play button. It was just called the play. Very simple. I got one back in the day, and I remember specifically the beechwood that they used. It was specifically European beechwood. And I was like, you know, it said on the box, I was like, what's going to be the difference? There is a difference. It was like a lot thicker, a lot heavier, a lot harder. And I was really, really excited because it felt like it just like broke in, like it broke in differently than the normal beechwood that I would be getting with the Ozoras, the Yamagata Kobo Ozora kendamas. So it was so dope to play. It was very, very solid in the hand. Felt very like just really, really well built. So I was a fan right away, but the paint was normal paint, slippery as ice. But they have a new one called the Play X. Holy shit. How long has it been since they released a new kendama? Actually, I'm not so positive. I haven't been keeping a careful watch on Kendama Europe. But Play X, here it is, the newest one. New colors, new shape. What is the shape, you ask? It's the Ken shape. The perfectly balanced. I don't know if that's what it's called or that's just a description of it, but perfectly balanced, which I think a lot of kendama companies are boasting about. Is that the word term? Sarado, large volume for great spinning characteristics, and that's one thing I do remember of the Euros being really good for gunslingers if you're down with it or want to get better at it. Overall shape. All-arounder for all tricks. That's another one that a lot of companies are aiming towards, like, which is really hard to do. But hey, you can go check it out. Most companies, every kendama, like, come on, you've seen me do not crazy Ken games, Will It JKA videos on the Kendertainment channel years ago, where I would take weird ass like dollar store kendamas and we would maybe not totally get all the way doing the craziest tricks, but tricks can be done. Okay. So anyways, this all arounder for all tricks is okay. Dama is has an enlarged bevel for easy spiking. Cool. I want things to be easier. String length, 6 fingers. Actually, I don't know if I want things to be easier. Does that take away the challenge? Is that a discussion? That's a discussion right there. String length, 6 fingers. I think the new one's going to be 8. Personally, I'm cool with a loose 3. But people want 6, and I remember Sweets had the 6-finger string. That was the title, the name of the product, 6-finger string. You even had a cool little illustration of like a zombie hand with 2 extra fingers, like holding the string down. I think people want 8 or 10 or just say long, but here at least it tells you you got 6, but there's so many strings. You probably have too many strings you don't even know what to do with. Okay. Like me. It's just like the whole sticker problem. Okay. What else? Hey, a few that no. We're going with this one. Where's Logan Tosta? You've been asking yourself. Where's Logan Tosta? I believe he's in school. He's been growing up if you haven't been following. But it looks like Kusa's been posting a few through teaser pictures of Zach going out, Mags going out with Tosta for a new video that's supposedly dropping. So hopefully soon, who knows? It's been a while since we've seen anything from him, even like within his own posts, in his own account. Then you can look forward to this one coming out, because little dude, which is not little anymore, he was little dude. Now he's probably like taller than me, probably like five fingers taller than me, 10 fingers taller than me maybe. And yeah, that's how you know you're a real Dama nerd, when you start measuring multiple things, many things, not just string length, but within string length. Wow, I gotta get this new cabinet figured out by IKEA because the shit's too big. How big was it again? I measured it. It was about like, it was like 16 fingers deep. Okay. Another one. Hey, people have been looking into this. Sorry if my mic keeps on like scratching my face. Nuclears. Everyone's been pushing nuclears, I feel like, within the past year, a lot from different companies. Active Kendama is jumping on the boat, in the bandwagon. First batch of their new NXT, not NFT, NXT next. I'm guessing clear on the batch mod, Bach mod, maybe. So go check it out. It's the one that has that bamboo spliced jams right in the middle. Looks like that. From the picture of it, it looks like a rubber, it looks like a rubbery kind of friction clear, probably type of cushion clear. Has that kind of like silky look to it, soft. We'll see how grippy it is or how grippy it stays as it is being played. But if you're interested for another new clear out there, check it out. Yeah. What else we got? Okay. I got about 3 more. Okay, one that I missed. You like my cat? She's enjoying talking to me while I'm doing this. Grain Theory got a lot of new stuff. Hey, if you were a fan of their utility bag, it's back up. Go pick it up. Hey, if you were a fan of the Nick Stod, but you're like, oh, $100 is too much, it's on sale for $60 right now, everyone. The Legacy one. And that's probably gonna be the last, because Stod, he left probably not the community in full, but he's probably not going to be sponsored again. He's down, but not down. He is out of Grain Theory Pro team, out of the Dama limelight. So you're probably not going to be able to have a chance to get another one like this. So get now, $60. That's a really good deal, everyone. And then, of course, what I missed from back before, KWC, or when KWC started, Beta GTs in full beach. So go check it out. And there is even a little questionnaire that you get, I hear, when you pay for it. I think it's about $40. You get it. And it's not finished. This is just a beta. And I've actually learned it's from a beta fish. I think I called them like samurai fish when I was a little kid or some shit. You get a little questionnaire and you fill it out and you give feedback to the team directly, to GT directly, to help them produce the shape, because it's not just their pros and their players making it. They want the community to get a hands-on approach to figuring out what is good for them as well. So pick one up if you'd like to kind of be a part of creating the next GT Kendama line. Okay. Okay. And we're going to end with these 2 Kendamas doing a 30-second orbit challenge. Hashtag orbit challenge. You guys have until, Siamese fighting fish? Yeah, you too? Okay. Enter for a chance to win great prizes. Rules: get as much consecutive orbits as you can in 30 seconds. Is everyone on this? Getting prizes just for 30 seconds of orbits. That's not that bad. Post it and tag Okendamas with the post and add hashtag orbit challenge. Comment the number you made below in the comments. I'm guessing I'm here. Deadline is 27th of August. So go check it out if you want some prizes. Hey, why not get orbity spacey up on that. And then the next big topic, of course, like I mentioned last time, Seoul is always making more and more and more and more collabs. It's really ridiculous. And they did a collab with Kendama's the Zero 1-Up. It's nuts. Okay, a lot of people love the 1-Up from Seoul Kendama's. They like a chunky feel, and it seems like it's really good for lunars. I believe, not played with one. Right, Dubs? Have I played with one? Is there one back there? She says no. In Spectra Plies, a very, very intricate designs too. I believe it looks like, oh yeah, and a full Spectra Ply everywhere, and everything spliced up. Hey, again, if you've been listening to a lot of stuff that I've said here in the past, I'm not the biggest fan of Spectra Ply. It looks beautiful. Aesthetically, I love every part of it, but I'm always so scared to play it because it's just so scary. It's so stressful playing with it or doing any throw tricks. And I do a lot of throw tricks, or if you're going to do taps and instas, which a lot of people do. So, I don't know if this one's a good one, but hey, looks beautiful. And then the final one, before we bring up, should I bring him up now? Jacob from New Lace Kendamas. I mentioned it quickly before in the last episode video I talked last week. I was talking how I spoke with Spectra Pie's handmade and dyed. Oh, that's right. You guys have that. You guys didn't know? Anyone else in here? Kendama. They have like some sort of like spread, some sort of special like Kendama butter that they put on the can to make it stronger. They say. I have never tried it. I've never seen it. You can definitely see it when you look at the pictures. You know, I was thinking, maybe you could just mess up the in Photoshop, mess with the vibrancy and shit. But it could just be, when you get some like wood oil or some shit, you can make it really, really pop. And I believe it's from their butter that they put on it. But okay. I talked about last time. I talked with Chado when he was of Seoul Kendama, when he was here in Japan. He stopped by Sulab. I had said, hey, what's up? He talked to me about the park and Rex video that was going out. He said it was going to be an hour long. And then I watched the video when it came out, or a few days after it came out, actually, to be truthful. And I was sad to say, like, the time is like only like 30 minutes. It's a lot of stuff. There's so much in there. And there's some like cinematog, you know what I'm trying to say? Like movie-esque shots in that shit, like looking really, really, really crispy, really cool. The amount of like, again, the vibrancy in that it looks really, really nice. I wish there was a little more of like a vlogging style to it, but that's just me. Maybe that's not the style that they wanted to make, that Zach wanted to put forward when putting it all together. Who knows? But there was so much stuff. I was just sad to hear it was going to be long, but then see that it wasn't as long as I heard it was going to be. But hey, still a dope video. Check it out. But yes, and I did mention that they're having a new Kendama coming out, and I did mention that, hey, it was going to be called the Ranger. This is what I'm going to be bringing up right now. Yes, from New Lace Kendama Jacob. To talk about this, because I think after I made that post or the video of the weekly Dama news last week, after the fact is when, I think it was hours or something, Kendama USA released that you can only buy on Kendama USA's website. I believe I did, and not on Seoul Kendama's. And it is a craft hand-turned Ken with a Hondui China-made Tama and normal sticky paint. $130, and a lot of people were heated up about the price and the name. So let's have Jacob come on. Just because I wanted to talk about this with someone that was involved with it, someone who had a side. I did also, let me search for him. I did also, here we go. Yes. I invited messaged Kusa as well as Soul to see if they would like to join me in this. Dude, what is up?
Hello.
How's it going? How's it going?
It's going. Sitting outside enjoying Dama news.
I was about to say, it looks so beautiful. I'm sweating here.
It's like a nice morning, you know? I'm in the shade too.
Nice.
It's perfect.
Good shit, good shit. All right, dude. Thank you again, for taking the time. You know, I was just mentioning how I talked with you, messaged you as well as messaging Kusa and Soul just to hear, to see if they were available to talk it out. You know, I kind of wanted to open it up to have all sides on it. So, you know, if they had something they wanted to say, not to like defend, because personally, I feel like it was just like maybe I shouldn't give my opinion first, or maybe I should because that's what I do on Dama News. I felt it was just like, dude, like it's such a it's not a tiny thing. It was like a shit mistake that was not made on purpose. There would be like 0 point to take a name from another Kendama company. Like I did not know how the like, I guess the fans of New Lace love you, because they were backing. People were outraged so much, and I don't know if it's like outraged just because they love you and like all the awesome product that you put out. I've heard like in the past people talking like shit about like Kusa, not like so much shit, but you know, just being like, oh, Kusa is kind of like, you know, like fading a little bit, possibly in their eyes, and then as well as the price. I think that is another thing that struck the heart or possibly the wallets of some people, saying that it was a little too much. But the Ranger came out, and as I was talking, like I did talk with Chado in Japan. He showed me it. He's like, yeah, we're calling it the Ranger shape. And I was like, oh, I'm like, New Lace has a shape called the Ranger. He's like, yeah, but we're like Parks Ranger. I was like, oh, okay, it's Parks Ranger. And then like we talked about something else. So in my mind, I thought it was going to be the Parks Ranger because, you know, Parks, Rex, it made sense. I'm like, all right.
Honestly, the whole name made so much sense with the movie, with the other mod, with Kusa. Like, I get the point behind it for sure.
I just hit me like how the people in the comments, I'm like, personally, like if like I don't see anything from Jacob from New Lace, of course, you know, understanding like business, that whole scene, like you don't want to go out and like start making a scene, but other people are doing it for you. It's kind of like, you know, I guess supporters, fans of it will get riled up, but at the same time, I was like, yo, like if he's not pissed about it, like people should, I feel like, you know, we could tone it down a little bit, you know. You definitely, you know, speak your words and whatnot. But at the same time, there is that whole like family-esque, especially that I have felt. There's been like zero kind of negative stuff within my, I guess, sphere of Kendama, because we all have a certain one. But hey, it hit. And how did it hit you? Let's hear it from you.
Yeah, I mean, I think I was hiking with my family. I woke up that morning and I wasn't really on social media much. I just finished my summer semester from like my grad school. So I have like 2 weeks off and I'm like, finally, nothing to do. I mean, New Lace stuff to do, but nothing else like school wise. And, you know, like admittedly, like I was a little butthurt, right? Like I feel like it's a pretty small community and it's pretty easy to keep tabs on what's going on. I don't think it's, not that it's like super tiny, but also I feel like it's very manageable. And if you're active within that community, I feel like over the last 2 years, maybe you would have seen. And I know that at least some of the people on the team had known about the Ranger. So I think my initial reaction was just a little bit of butthurt, like feeling that maybe I had earned a little bit of that recognition for that name. And then kind of feeling like it was just like pulled away. But I agree with you. I think that it was a weird experience, right? It was humbling in very different ways. One, it was humbling that the community had my back. Like, as a small brand, it's hard to understand where you are in the space, right? Sales fluctuate. Everything kind of comes and goes. You have large brands putting out banger products. It's tough to tell where you sit. So to see the community kind of like stand behind me like that was like a really heartwarming moment. And then in the same moment, I'm somebody who likes to try to like bring it back down, de-escalate. You know what I mean? Like, I go to school for counseling. Like, I'm not trying to cause long, dramatic things. And so, you know, I had like wrote this post and basically said like, you know, Chad reached out. And I couldn't have had like been happier with the conversation. Obviously, like you've spoken to Chad, like he's a great dude. He's very down to earth. He's not going to like come in here and just be like, screw you or anything. So it was very open and honest. And it just seemed like from his perspective or their perspective, like I just wasn't on the radar. So I think like my response was like, I guess like I was like a little butthurt by that. But other than that, like I understand how the name came about and everything. But yeah, I mean, my initial feeling too was like the Ranger is what I built New Laced on. You know what I mean? It was I went from Tama only or like first wax to then Tama only to then let's just send a company. And the Ranger like was solid. You know what I mean? It was a really good first shape. And I felt like if I were to allow that to happen, it would be diluting that and taking that away from what I had kind of built it to be. And I think Chad understood it. I didn't get a chance to talk to Jeremy, although he did reach out with the cell phone number and was like, hey, hit me up anytime. So, you know what I mean? I'm very appreciative of that, the openness between the two of them. But yeah, so that was kind of like my perspective going into it. And again, on that post, I even said like, you know, I don't want this to turn into a tax. I guess if you're just attacking the price, that's nothing I can do about it. I don't set that price. But if you're just attacking it about the name, like we're going to come to an understanding. And even like hours later, like I said, I was hiking and Chad was messaging me and they were thinking about doing the Parks Ranger. And I was like, I'm 100% fine with that. I think that sounds awesome too. So yeah, and they ended up just doing the Parks mod. But yeah, they were really like, you know, courteous the whole time. So I really can't complain about anything.
Yeah, exactly. Like I mean, again, like I wasn't there. I'm not exactly when it happened. I know some of the people that were involved, but again, I feel like it does in the fact how like they didn't know, like didn't really like put two and two together. Didn't see how like, oh shit, this was a name that's already coined by another company. But you're a small company. There's so many there's probably tons of like smaller companies that we don't even know about that are like in different countries who are just, you know, there's probably like a new lace Kendama, you know, not lace, but there's a new lace Kendama in like, I don't know, Malaysia or some shit.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's so many smaller brands that I see pop up all the time and I always watch them and see what they do. You know, people always DM me and they're like, hey, I want to start a brand. And I'm like, all for it. I'm like, go for it, man. But the hardest part is building a community. The hardest part is not just putting out a product, but having people stand behind you. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Dude.
So that's
some Gary V type shit.
Yeah. And that's where, that's why I felt so humbled when I saw like even though sometimes I was like, all right, maybe this is a little extreme. Like it doesn't need to be so aggressive. But it was humbling to kind of feel that the community had my back and recognized that like this was something I built and didn't want to see a quote unquote like larger brand just step in and kind of snatch it away.
Right. Yeah. And I think this goes to like, you know, of course, Sol, Kusa, they, you know, contacted you. What they did, you know, I'm glad that they totally stepped in and took responsibility of in acknowledging that this name was yours. But like, you know, people could get like technical, you know, devil's advocate about the whole shit and be like, well, there's no like, do you have like a trademark on that name? Like,
yeah, no, I don't think anybody like copyrights the names of their shapes or anything like that.
Yeah, I don't even know if the bigger companies possibly do.
No, I've heard that they don't, or even the shapes too. So I don't know how far that stretches, but you know, I just feel like, yeah, I mean, such a weird kind of little niche market sometimes, like a niche community of people. So,
right. So I feel like if they were like really out to get you or steal that name from you, which like, I don't know what kind of gains they would really get.
Yeah.
It would just like, tear them down. And like, you know, you were saying it's all about building that community. They spent so much time building community from this one mistake that they made. again, personally, I haven't talked with them. That's why I was kind of hoping that they would like come and join this. I don't think, again, bigger brand. They don't even see the DM that I sent them within the time for this recording and stuff, or this live. So sadly, that didn't happen. But I just wanted to have someone give a little more information, because again, like you're saying yourself as well. You want to de-escalate stuff. I understand like the passion that people have behind it, but also at the same time, it's like, it can just, the attacking can just lead up to more negative stuff. Yeah. Which isn't necessary. Like, and as well as like the price mark that people are talking about, like there's plenty of stuff like Kendama USA is not like Gucci or Prada, but like they put out t-shirts that are like $200 and it's just a fucking t-shirt, So so it's really, really, really,
you're getting
tough
to playable piece of art. You know what I mean? You're not getting just and I get that, especially when you're hand making stuff. There's a different price to it. You know what I mean? And so there's that whole shift too, and then with the new shape, all that's a whole thing too. Exactly.
So I believe like if the more of their research was in case. Mushi, I see you. Yes, I'm not fighting. Soul Kusa, shame on you guys. Hit the back of the hand. Should have been doing a little more research. Yes, but just to like, to see what else is out there, and because again, like even those bigger companies that everyone sees as the bigger company, just because they were there at the beginning, doesn't necessarily mean that they're like big size wise. We see Alyssa, who just recently stepped away from Kusa to pursue other things and stuff. Like, I believe these teams are small. I'm guessing that Sweets is probably the biggest one, but really it's a pretty much a skeleton gig, like for these companies, even the big ones.
And I know like didn't Soul for a while, weren't they having someone else pack the orders, which is why there's like no more hand notes or something? I think that was something that had happened at one point. They transitioned where maybe they didn't have the time or capacity to continue to hand pack orders. Remember, Chad used to always write those little notes in the thing and then throw them in. And so I think those kind of people noticed that they had stopped. And I think that basically they had said, like, with volume and everything, like, there's no way we can do this all ourselves. So we've had to like, I think they have like a warehouse team and stuff like that, deals with the logistical side of stuff.
Yeah. Exactly. So there's points when that happens. But I just wanted to talk about it, everyone, because here in Dama News, we want to try to talk about some shit that happens. And here was some shit that happens. Like the big four, exactly. In thrash metal, the big four, they're in there. But again, personally, I hope everyone else also, I've been saying it so many times, like, I don't think there was any maliciousness, evil doing to be had. It was changed right away. There's, but, hats off to you, Jacob, for just being the dude and chill and like, just, being understanding. No, I try the whole thing.
Approach everything, even when I'm dealing with like customers with bad orders and stuff. Like, I just try to take it from the position of like how I would feel and like, try to make it right. Like, I'd rather leave everybody walking away from this experience like feeling good, at least like not like resentful or hateful or mad about whatever it is. So and I guess like of this whole situation, maybe it just has a little bit of an effect somewhere down the line of some of these when the larger brands are putting out these collabs and stuff like that, or just doing stuff that they kind of have that understanding of what's been going on in the community outside of maybe their, at times, like Sweet, she said, large bubble. You know what I mean? So that could be helpful. And also, like, we're alive. Rangers are here. So, there's no malicious intent. And I'm glad that you had me on this morning because, again, like I said, I want to de-escalate anything that's, like, coming negatively out of this outside of people's personal feelings about price, and just be like, there is no hard feelings from me towards them or anything like that. And if anything, someone had reached out and said like, you know, hey, it's not bad publicity. And it kind of made me
True,
laugh.
true.
You know, it really
Hey, okay,
pivoted my
yeah.
mentality from being a little frustrated to being like, you know, touche, right? Like it's not the worst. Maybe some more people know about New Laced, and that's a great thing. That's what I hope keeps happening, is we're able to keep growing and expanding and make it to be, you know, Soul, Kusa, Sweets level as we go forward.
Yeah, definitely. I think that is one thing that you know, great way, a positive outlook on the whole situation. Because yeah, shitty things happen all the time, but it's how you can divert from that and just look at the light shining. What kind of opportunities that could arise from it, and no matter what percent of small or big that they are. But yeah, maybe if everyone, you know, support Jacob, get the True Ranger, or you could, dude, you could call it. The next one is like the Power Ranger. You get, you know, a new whole real shit's gonna come and get you. I don't even know who owns Power Rangers.
We have two shapes
Siobhan.
now, right? We have
yeah,
Siobhan. We have the Sapper now, and little Dama news drop is we have another shape on the way. We acquired a brand a while back, and I wanted to give it some space between then. And we are reinventing something and bringing it back. So that'll be really cool. So we'll have three. We'll get a nice little spread of New Laced. The Sapper's not going anywhere because people obviously love it. I can't get away from it. We have a Gauge Mods out right now, and then we have some occult collabs coming out next. So if you want to support Kendama Depot, as you all know, kendamadepot.com. That's where you hit them up, get everything you need.
Yes. And that's such a cool thing. Dude, thank you for taking the time out to hang out with me. And again, just open up the books and everyone's minds and just talk about the situation, to just let them hear from, you know, your side about the whole thing. But yeah, dude, thank you so much. Is there anything else you wanted to say?
If you ever need another co-host when Ryland's not around, you just let me know. It's dude, honestly, right? It's late for you, but it's like a perfect time for me. You know? Is it? Yeah, it started at 10 for me, not 9. So 10's like a great morning. You know, wake up, have some coffee.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
All right.
You're 13 hours ahead, I think.
Okay. Like that. That's what it was. Where are you? East Coast, right?
Yeah. I'm in Mass. Maybe it's 11.
Okay.
Something like that. I don't know. But yeah.
So all right. That's what it was. Thanks for looking it up before. yeah. I think I told you 9. Yeah.
9:30. Like, and I don't see him on yet. You know?
Oh shit. Sorry about that, bro.
It happens.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me on. Appreciate you so much.
Yeah, dude. No problems. I try to, you know, come here and just talk different shits, you know, about within the Kendama world, because sometimes there's people out there who say they have no friends to talk with, no friends to jam with, no buds to sesh with in Kendama. And that is one thing that so many people talk about within the Kendama community. It's like, what keeps you going, what keeps you stoked is that community. So here I just try to help, I can build or have people like come and just hang out, talk shit.
Yeah. And of course,
not negative shit. Sometimes.
We have enough negativity that goes on like FKC and stuff. We don't need to bring it everywhere else. There does need to be some sort of cohesion, right? And so, yeah, this is the space for that. So we appreciate you allowing allowing us to use the platform for that.
Dope. Good shit. All right, everyone. Thank you so much, Jacob. Again, thank you so much for hanging out. That's it for this week's Dama News. We're here every week, Sunday around this time. Look on the New Laced Kendama. There's new shit coming out. Be on the lookout. As well as, hey, if you want to support, Patreon's the best way to do that for KENDERTAINMENT, what I'm doing over here. So you can jump on that and check out the different tiers, the different ways to support. Thank you all so much for people who do. And later on, this episode will be going out as a podcast as well as up on YouTube, so you can watch it all later. But that's it, everyone. Peace out. Jacob again.
Appreciate you guys.
Keep it clean.